these are my top 10 players in the NBA this season. I want you guys to react, give your thoughts, shit on me, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to go 10 to 6 and then do a little pause and let you guys react. Sure. So at number 10, I have Anthony Edwards, having arguably one of the best three-point shooting seasons we've ever seen in NBA history, which I think was a little bit unexpected, and doing so out of necessity because the Timberwolves have no spacing around them, adding Julius Randle there. So I think that's been super impressive, his three-point leap out of necessity. Obviously, the Timberwolves aren't what they were last year, but Ant's been otherworldly. At number 9 and number 8, I have the Knicks duo. So at number 9, I have Jalen Brunson, and number 8, I have Karl Anthony Towns. I think Karl Anthony Towns has just been arguably the best offensive big in basketball, not named Nikola Jokic, shooting the shit out of the ball, exploiting mismatches. And Jalen Brunson, I mean, Cat calls him Cap. He's been exactly that. He's been the captain of this team. He's, his scoring numbers are down, but he's taken on a much larger playmaking and just an overall leadership role for this Knicks team and has them as the 3 seed in the East. So I think those guys, I think it's pretty interchangeable, but I think the both of them have been top 10 players in the NBA this season. At number 7, I have Anthony Davis, and at number 6, I have LeBron James.
You have Cat ahead of Brunson or other way around?
I have Cat ahead of Brunson.
That's what I disagree with.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably,
fan.
yeah, but it's...
It could be interchangeable.
Yeah, I think it's interchangeable.
But Cat has been on one this year.
Cat has been, nobody saw this coming. I didn't see this coming.
I did not
Him being a
see
top
this
10
coming.
player in the NBA at this point, I mean...
This was the perfect fit for him.
Yeah.
This was the team.
Man, there's just a lot of talent in the NBA. Curious who... I know who top 3 is, top 4 probably, but I'm curious to see where it goes.
Cat's second in the league in rebounding, too.
Yeah.
It's just, bro, it just frustrates me, man, because
they don't have a center, but
defensively, he's a great rebounder. He's always been a great rebounder, but I don't think he's miscast as a center. I think that's where he should be, obviously. But I think the biggest issue is the fact that defensively, his job should never be a rim protector. That is not what he's good at. That has never been what he's good at. He's great positionally in terms of the low post. You can't move him. You cannot move Cat. He's a big dude. It's just the problem is him as a rim protector is just, you can't have him as your backline defender. Like I always, in my personal opinion, I don't know if this will ever happen, but my God, it seems like it's more likely this guy gets traded by the day. Bro, if Bam became available, my God, the perfect fit, I think, for Karl Anthony Towns is Bam right next to him. That would be beautiful if we somehow got Bam next to Cat.
But you don't think you can get a makeshift Bam and throwing Mitchell Robinson as
I think
your
Precious should be starting next to Karl.
I don't agree at all.
The big pussy.
I don't think Precious is very good.
Bro, give me the Precious pussy.
No.
Yeah, but I think
It needs to happen.
I think you give Precious a role, and I think he fills the role pretty well.
That's fine. Bench. Yeah, not a starter.
I think he should start with this
100%.
current group.
Nah,
I really do.
Move who? Josh Hart to the bench.
Josh Hart is the 6th man, yes.
No.
I think you start Precious.
Josh Hart's basically like the big man that you want next to Karl.
Right,
The man's averaging like
6'4".
He's averaging damn near 10 rebounds.
Bro, he was damn near an all-star.
Precious is a good rim protector. That's the difference. That's why I think he'd start.
Yeah,
bro,
you're missing
Precious
that.
just scored 26.
Sick, bro.
Yes.
Precious is the man.
I just
Let him
wanna-
loose.
I want to just touch LeBron. I want to touch on
I'm always
LeBron.
down to touch LeBron.
Because a lot of people
wanna touch him?
have been saying like, oh, like LeBron's 40. He's so great for a 40-year-old, but he's not a top 10 player anymore. Like this is a guy who, like, I wouldn't be angry if you guys wanted to get at me and say he's a top 5 player this year, bro. The man's averaging 24, 8, and 10 on basically 50, 40, 80 like splits. Not 80. 80's dragging him from the line, but like 76. But like he's averaging the same shit for Jokic, just not 30 points. But he's averaging damn near a triple-double. He's shooting 40% from 3 on a good chunk of volume. Like this is a guy who you could argue is still a top 5
Yeah,
player.
LeBron is absolutely locked and loaded top 10 player in the NBA. Like still, because I've seen a lot of people say he's more like 10 to 15 range, and that's still insane. No, he's a top 10 player, bare minimum. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have a problem with the list.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look over players before I miss somebody and then be mad that but I don't know who your top 5.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to hear the top 5.
So at number 5, I have Victor Wembanyama having arguably the best defensive season in all basketball this year, and his offense it's been up and down. He started slow, then he went on an insane tear. Now it's been a little bit slower leading up to the All-Star break, but this is a guy who he's on his way to being the best player in the world. I don't really got to say much. Number 4, I have Tatum. He's averaging 28, 9, and 6, giving you elite level defense from a wing. So gotta respect him. 3, I have Giannis. Don't gotta say much there. 2, I have Shea, and at 1, I have Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
I would like to disagree with you, but I think that top 5 is pretty consensus. Like, I don't think anybody's going to argue with you about any of it.
People are going to argue, but I don't know if they really can. I mean, yeah, everyone loves to hate on Jason Tatum. The guy's been on a mission this year. Like, he really has. He plays lights out ball. It's amazing how sometimes still him and Jaylen Brown can't play good games at the same time, and the Celtics still blow people out by 40.
Derek White is just the man.
Yeah, Derek White's really good. Shea at 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
you can't not have him there. That's the problem.
I'd make the Giannis argument, but just because of who Giannis is and who he's been. But it's
the Thunder's record.
It's marginal. Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. This season, yeah, like as far as who's having the best season, sure, Shea. But like,
bro, it's wild to think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the second best player in the NBA.
So, I want to ask something about that. Not really related to this, but. Do you guys think Paul George is part of the worst trade and worst signing in NBA history? Like, is that a crazy thing to say?
No, because it got them Kawhi too. And I know it didn't turn into anything
for them.
I know it didn't turn into anything, but
yeah,
you do it every single time.
At that time, like, you're making that trade every single time. Obviously, we didn't know Shea was going to be this.
Right.
Even the people who were like I know Matty J was a big Shea believer, when he was coming out of college and his first couple years, but like. None of us knew Shea was going to be this.
Never thought he'd be this. At max he was like the 15th to 20th best player in the NBA, and second best player in the league.
At that time, Paul George was coming off a third in MVP.
Third in MVP
season. Yeah, you do that move every. And
Kawhi just fucking walked the Thunder to their first NBA title in history.
And who knows if he even gets this good?
With hindsight, it's terrible.
Yeah, and who knows if Shea ever becomes this on the Clippers? Exactly what Dean just said. Like, he just walked into the perfect situation, too, where he got to be mentored by Chris Paul for a year, made the playoffs, and then, it all worked itself out.
Every pick available to build around him.
But with hindsight, you could definitely say this is one of, if not the worst trades in NBA history.
Still think the Brooklyn Nets are the worst trade in NBA history.
I mean, we'll see about Luka and the Lakers, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
That could go. It could easily go down as the worst trade in the NBA in NBA history.
As far as the top 10 though, yeah, like the top 5 is pretty cemented. No KD in the top 10 is
that's
tough.
what I thought about too.
My honorable mention.
Yeah.
I could sub him out up to 8. I could sub out Cat Brunson or Anthony Edwards for KD.
I was gonna say KD and Book would really be the only guys that.
Even as a Knicks fan, I think I could take out Cat and put in KD.
I would
be cool with that.
I'd be down for that too.
Any of the guys. It's just like KD's been so great, and I know it's not his fault, but it's not fucking translating to wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's not his fault, but
whose fault is it? What's wrong with the Suns?
They just
the Suns.
The roster
don't have a good team.
Their roster's bad. Bradley Beal stinks.
Bradley Beal is the biggest fucking problem.
Handicapping them so
he's a fraud
atrociously.
Their center's Nick Richards.
Damn, that was an aggressive.
They're playing Bol real minutes. Like, it's.
I need that tissue box.
No.
I got a little
boogie on your. That's disgusting. That's gross. You're grimy.
Yeah, I think you could throw KD in there anywhere from 8 to 10. I think I think Bron and AD, you could argue with Wemby and put any of those guys from 5 to 7.
I
just made a special.
Any of those guys from 5 to 7, and I think 1 through 4 is about as locked as you could get.
Okay.
Jokic, Shea, Giannis, Tatum.
I agree.
The 4 best
I'm
players
glad
in the
you
NBA
put. I know you're not a big Tatum guy, but you gotta.
No one's a big Tatum guy other than Celtics fans.
Yeah,
nobody.
I love Jason Tatum.
I like
man.
Jason.
I just.
He's alright.
I
fucking corny.
He really has had one hell of a season.
Nah, he's having an amazing season.
And he's played his best basketball when they've needed him to step up and play his best basketball so far this year. So I'm expecting, if the Celtics make the finals, man, like, he might be on a mission in the finals too. His jumper also looks a lot cleaner too. I don't know if people have noticed that, but it's just smooth now.
That's cute. They can't guard Jokic.
Nobody can. Can anybody? That's the problem. Karl Anthony Towns.
LeBron James.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on all of our socials.
Make sure you guys check out the full podcast popping up on the screen right now if you guys like this type of content.